if you are a Boston sports fan, you experienced the good, the bad, and the ugly over the last 3 days. Let's start with the good, just to be on good terms here. Tom Brady just got paid. Tom Brady signs a 2-year contract extension that will pay him through his age 44 season. And he will be making $23 million next year. And let me tell you something. If there is a quarterback that deserves to get paid this quietly, it's Tom Brady. There is a knack that quarterbacks need to recognize that winning is the name of the game. As long as your team wins, and as long as you do whatever it takes to put you, your offense, and your team into the next level, you're great. And to tell you Tom Brady's success, Tom Brady has played in 9 Super Bowls, which is an NFL record. 4 of them in his age 37 or later season. This is unbelievable what Tom Brady has been doing throughout his entire career. And the way the NFL has changed, the way that the league has evolved in terms of roster build-up, in terms of doing the different philosophies, what it takes to win football games. Tom Brady and Bill Belichick have stood their ground time in and time out. And this is the thing I also like about the Patriots signing him, because when Bill Belichick talked with the press, he said, "Oh, it's nice to get a contract extension with the player. He is a good player. He knows what he's doing," and he just labels Tom Brady as just a player. This is why Bill Belichick is the single greatest coach in the history of the National Football League. Tom Brady is the single greatest quarterback in the history of the National Football League. And those two together, through 9 Super Bowls, 6 championships, that's something special. And yes, Tom Brady's stats have gone down a little bit in the past, but when it's crunch time, when it's closeout time, Tom Brady plays at his best. Now the bad for Boston sports. Do you want to hear something? The Red Sox. The Boston Red Sox played themselves out of postseason contention this week, losing their last 8 games, all to division rivals, including a 4-game sweep at Yankee Stadium this weekend to the upstart New York Yankees with their injuries. But let me tell you something. The offense has been great. JD Martinez has been very good. Mookie Betts, Jackie Bradley, Alexander Bogaerts hitting .315, leading all shortstops in practically every single category. But the pitching is not good. You have Chris Sale and David Price, guys who are making $30 million a year. They didn't even bother to show up in crunch time situations when you needed to beat teams like the Yankees and the Rays to get their way closer to even a playoff spot. Now the Rays start winning. The Red Sox, they didn't do anything at the deadline. They didn't add pitching. They didn't add an extra bat or two if they wanted to. They didn't even bother to improve their bullpen. They should have been re-signed Craig Kimbrell to a 3-year contract during the offseason, where Craig Kimbrell played an important role in getting the Red Sox to a championship. But the Red Sox ignored that. I don't care about the luxury tax. I don't care. If the Yankees go for the luxury tax, so should the Red Sox. And their inability to go for the guts this year is why the Boston Red Sox are 14 and a half games out of first place and 16 back in the loss column with around 50 games to go. And let me tell you something. This Boston Red Sox team was headed for great things. If you 5 years ago, when they had the single best farm system in baseball, they were the single most talented farm system in all of baseball. They were just coming off winning the championship. They had no business in winning. But the Red Sox will only win one championship with this core of players. And I can't believe I'm saying this. I thought it was going to be more than one championship. And only one postseason series victory since their 23rd between only three postseason victories since their 2013 World Series championship. They won the division in 16 and 17, but they couldn't get past the Indians. They couldn't get past the Astros. Do you really think even if the Red Sox made the playoffs, they would get past the Astros and their vaunted pitching staff? And the Twins with their lethal lineup with Jorge Polanco, Nelson Cruz, Max Kepler, and others? Do you think the Red Sox have a clue about what it takes to compete against the Yankees? Sure, the Red Sox swept the Yankees out of their own ballpark last year. The Yankees returned the favor. The ugly is watching the Yankees, the New York Yankees, with all of their injuries, 33 games over 500. Wow. If you were to tell me they would be without Giancarlo Stanton most of the year, without Aaron Judge most of the season, without Didi Gregorius most of the season, without Miguel Andujar for the season with his torn labrum, if you were to tell me they would be a mess at the pitching position, at the starting pitching position, if you told me that they would trade for Edwin Encarnacion and then Encarnacion winds up on the injured list, Gary Sanchez on the injured list, you can go on and on and on, but. And again, I chronicled on Thursday that the Astros are going to win the American League and going to win the World Series after acquiring Zach Greinke from the Diamondbacks. But Aaron Boone has done an absolutely godsend job for Brian Cashman managing this New York Yankees team. And yes, I know, this would be a case where 8 times out of 10 I'd say, oh, the Yankees are going to the World Series when they're healthy because they're winning without being without their injured stars. But it's Brian Cashman, it's the New York Yankees, it's their talent evaluators, it's their farm prospects, it's who the Yankees are, and yes, I'm not going to stop bashing the Yankees for their inability to get a starting pitcher at the trade deadline. But man alive, bullpen was unbelievable. So Giovanni Urshela, who was an automatic out in the playoffs in a couple of years ago when he was with the Indians, he was an automatic out. But the Yankees turned him into Derek Jeter, 315 hitter, 60 RBIs. I can't believe this. 50 RBIs for that matter. Still unbelievable what the Yankees are doing. Aaron Boone once again showing that he's a player's manager. He's getting a lot of ample time for a lot of his depth pieces. Cameron Maybin hitting 300. He's doing an unbelievable job. Gleyber Torres has been outstanding. He hit the grand slam to be the difference maker in the Friday night game against the Red Sox. And wow, I can't say things enough about the New York Yankees.